friends, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson and welcome to Stompbox Saturday. On the show today, we are taking a look at a very cool parallel drive pedal, giving us a fuzz and an overdrive in one pedal and allowing us to decide which one we'd like to hear more of in our sound. This is the Class Reunion Fuzz Drive from Summer School Electronics. Now, I'm not going to suggest that you put money on this, but I have a feeling that this is about the only class reunion that I'm going to enjoy attending in my lifetime. Now, this is not Summer School's first time at a parallel drive idea. I think the pedal that really brought them to prominence was the Science Fair, a hybrid rat and tube screamer pedal. But with the class reunion, we get an Electro-Harmonix Big Muff on one side and a Summer School Electronics Trash Panda overdrive. So we get fuzz, overdrive, and all these different sonic possibilities thanks to some of the secret sauce included on this pedal. So let's dive into the controls and see what we can do with this thing. Each of the two circuits has its own set of drive and tone knobs, with the Big Muff side being controlled by the black knobs and the Trash Panda being controlled by the green knobs. Now, we're not just left with your stock variation of those two circuits. We actually get a little bit more flexibility thanks to the inclusion of two SI LED switches on each circuit. Now, this essentially stands for silicone diode in one setting and LED light emitting diode in another. What we're gonna get there is two different variations on the clipping section of these two circuits, which will be either more compressed and gritty on the silicone or something much more open, dynamic, or maybe even darker in some cases with the LED. The silver knobs between those two switches we can essentially think of as our master section, with your master volume being governed by the volume knob and the blend control allowing you that parallel blend between the two circuits. If you lean more towards the counterclockwise side, you're gonna get that Big Muff circuit. If you want more of the Trash Panda, go ahead and turn it up clockwise and you'll get more of that. But with all that analysis aside, let's jump into hearing this thing. The first thing I want to do is show you in what I would consider to be its stock form, as you see it on the screen right now. This is going to be your run-of-the-mill Big Muff on one side, and then your standard Trash Panda overdrive on the other. We're just going to keep all knobs at noon right now so that you get an idea of where we start out in a stock setting. So that's how we start with a class reunion, and it's a pretty fun place to start out. It definitely gives us a window into all the possibilities ahead of us. But now let's zero in on each circuit individually. First, let's take the blend control, go full counterclockwise, and check out the Big Muff circuit. I'm just gonna set it to something that I feel like is stereotypical Big Muff, and then we'll switch back and forth between the silicone and the LED setting so that you get an idea of the tonal variation therein, just with one setting on the knobs. pretty good to me. Now let's do the same exact thing except emphasizing the Trash Panda. variation we get from the two circuits just from that silicone and LED switch is pretty darn remarkable. It's fun to hear the Big Muff with LEDs rather than silicone diodes. The lift you get, man, that's just doom galore. And the Trash Panda, this is actually, in this way, my first experience actually having that pedal here in the studio to check out. And I am very surprised at what it can do. It is not your typical overdrive pedal. I can't even really think of where I would put it on the spectrum of overdrive pedals, from like Tube Screamer to like full range OCD. And having said that, I really don't think that there's any better way to show you how powerful this pedal is than by just coming up with a bunch of settings, showing you some of the cool things that you can do by balancing low and high gain settings on each circuit and finding that sweet spot in the blend that just makes it something really special. We may even bring in a bass. Let's start out by checking out what I would consider to be my favorite sound for the kind of really heavy riffing and a little bit of soulful leads. The key is both modes in silicone. Now that extra compression that I get on the Trash Panda side helps kind of tame the level of that a little bit. I'm really using it as a way to add some attack and some cut to that Big Muff fuzz. Now there's going to be something shocking to you about this next setting, and that's the fact that, well, the Big Muff's drive knob is turned all the way down. That's because I'm really not using the Big Muff as a fuzz here. I'm instead using its LED setting as a tone fattener. I really like this sound with single coils because not only are we able to get great articulation out of the Trash Panda side, but we also get nice beef from that Big Muff, especially in the LED mode. That is the class reunion parallel drive and fuzz pedal from Summer School Electronics. I'm having a blast with this thing. The fact that this idea is becoming a little bit more prominent, we're starting to see a few more companies adopt the idea, is really fun. And the fact that Mark at Summer School has already done something like this and clearly thought that, hey, people love this, I'm gonna try it with a couple other circuits, means that this might be the guy to go to for these kinds of ideas. And I also love the fact that this is not just two cloned circuits in one enclosure and blending between the two. This is one of Mark's pedals then put with another pedal that he thinks it pairs well with, and then allowing you to create new sounds. It's difficult to come across with drive pedals because we've just about heard everything. This is just a little bit different, and I like that a lot. But I now want to turn it over to all of you and hear your thoughts on the Class Reunion pedal. Let me know in the comment section down below. And I certainly hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. If you did, I would love it if you supported the channel. The best way to do that is by becoming a member of my email club. A link to sign up is in the description box down below, or you can go to seanpiercejohnson.com/email in your web browser right now. And if you want to go just a little bit beyond that and help the channel even more, you can use the affiliate links I have in the description box down below. Some of my favorite retailers are there, and some of my favorite brands that I think you should be aware of. And although in some instances the commission that I earn through these affiliate sales is not that big, it does add up over time. And when you use them, you are contributing greatly to helping me do this stuff and keep videos coming every single week. Thank you all for spending part of your day with me. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And until we see each other again, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson, wishing you all watching great tone, great health, and of course, happy stomping. Cheers, friends. God bless.